So this is part one of a series of 4 activities that were shared with us by Ulrike Hülting from Germany at the European Science on Stage 2019. The first one is called The Air That I Breathe. And for this activity you need 2 empty bottles, 500 ml bottles. It can be glass like this or plastic bottles is fine too. If the necks are a little bit wider, then that's good. So in one bottle you put in 10 or 12 freshly picked leaves. Can be birch or hazel, or what I've used here are bay leaves because they're available all year round. So freshly picked leaves into one bottle and leave the other bottle empty. And into each of these bottles, so students work in pairs for this, into each of these bottles using a straw or using something that isn't disposable like this. Each student then takes, the same student of the pair spends 2 minutes exhaling. So using a tube like this, exhaling into each of the bottles. It's a good idea, if you can, to keep the residual opening of the bottle as small as possible while you're breathing in, and spend 2 or 3 minutes exhaling, and only exhaling into the bottle. It's also a good idea to keep the bottle on the table while you're doing this, and keep the bottle upright, because carbon dioxide is more dense than air, so it will sit down into the bottle. And when you're finished, when the student is finished, then they close the lid tightly on the bottle. You can seal the bottle if you want to with some tape or some parafilm. And the same thing is done for the control bottle, so the negative control. So each of these bottles then, or both of these bottles, are then placed in sunlight on a windowsill, and if that's not possible, then a strong lamp. So when the bottles have been in the sunlight for 2 or 3 hours, then they're brought back to the laboratory bench, and 2 or 3 milliliters of lime water are added to each of the bottles. So just either a tablespoon or a dropper like this, and lime water is added then to each of the bottles. And again, it's a good idea to keep these bottles upright while you're doing that, and then that's added in. And the 2 bottles are then compared. So lime water is added to each of the bottles. I've added lime water to these already previously, and these have been in the sunlight. And as you can see, there's a difference in the milkiness between the 2 bottles. This one obviously is a little milkier than this one here, and the reason for that is that this one still contains the carbon dioxide from the students' exhalations, whereas this one there's less carbon dioxide because the leaves have been using up the carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. So this is a demonstration that plants use carbon dioxide during photosynthesis.